dolls, it is She, and welcome back to my channel, and let's get right into this review of this custom wig that I made featuring Sexy Formula Hair. Sexy Formula Hair is an AliExpress company. It is by far my favorite AliExpress vendor. Like, the quality of the hair is just so amazing. They're a little more pricey than the other AliExpress vendors, but the hair quality is so much better than any other vendor that I have purchased from on AliExpress. So you sort of get what you pay for, and I love the packaging of their hair. It comes in this very cute box, and which is perfect for storing your hair. I actually store my unit in this box once I take it off. And another perk of Sexy Formula Hair is they have an amazing rewards program. So with your purchase and in your box, you're going to get this rewards card, which is pretty much $30 instant cash back, and you get $10 for a YouTube video. You also get $10 for your 5-star and positive rating on AliExpress. You get $5 for any post on Facebook that you tag them in, and then another $5 for any post on Instagram that you tag them in, for a total of $30 cash back, which you cannot beat that. I purchased 2 bundles. I actually have in a 360 frontal. The 360 frontal is not from Sexy Formula Hair. I actually have a separate video reviewing this 360 frontal and how I got this custom color, but the bundles that I use to complete the unit are from Sexy Formula Hair. I purchased 2 bundles, a 16 and an 18 inch. And I custom colored the bundles as well. They came in a natural black, and that's another thing that I love about Sexy Formula Hair. Their bundles lift without a problem, which is a true test of whether it's real virgin hair. Once you throw bleach on this hair, within 5 minutes, this hair is immediately lifting into like a golden color. And then if you leave it on longer, you can get a really pale blonde. I was not going for a really blonde look. This is the exact color that I wanted. And again, as you can see, the hair lifted without a problem. First time that I've actually purchased sort of, I wouldn't say straight because this is the Brazilian natural wave, but I usually purchase their Malaysian curly, which is my all-time favorite curly hair. So this is, I wanted to try something different and do a straighter hair, which I actually curled myself. And honey, this wig is everything. I've gotten so many compliments on it. I am literally obsessed with it. It's so versatile. The color came out exactly how I wanted. If you want to see how I made this custom wig from beginning to end, including how I styled it and how it is that I secure it down, then please keep on watching. Alright, dolls, grab your bundles and let's get started. First, you want to start out with your dome cap, and you want to try that on and draw out where your ears are so that the wig is custom to your head. You also want to note where the cap starts at your head in the beginning and in the back, and then you want to make sure that the seam is lined up from ear to ear. Now you want to take your 360 frontal and you want to locate your ear tabs on both sides so that you can line it up to where you drew out your ear cutouts on the cap. And once you put that on, you just want to make sure that the hairline is lined up all the way to the front of where the cap is. Again, I tried this on my head, so I knew exactly where it should lay. And I also used the male mannequin head just because it is more lifelike, and it has ears that are standard size ears. And I find that the female cap is way too small and the ears are not accurate, so I use the male cap, and then I just go ahead and pin that in place on both ears, and in the front and in the back, to make sure that it is secure while I am sewing down the tracks. Now you want to start sewing the 360 frontal to the cap. You want to sew through the lace, through the cap, all the way around the perimeter of the 360. This stitch does not have to be perfect. It is just attaching the frontal to the cap, and then we're going to sew the tracks over top of all of this. So you just want to make sure you just stitch that all the way around, and then I fold the corners right there where the ear tabs are so that it is snug and secure. And then you just want to make a stitch and keep sewing all the way around. Again, this does not have to be perfect. This is just making sure that it is in place and stays in place while you are sewing down the tracks. We have sewn down the frontal to the cap. You want to go ahead and braid that hair down so that it is out of the way, so you can start laying down your tracks. And here I am taking my Sexy Formula hair that I custom colored, and I am going to start making my anchor track. This track is very, very, very important. It kind of secures the cap and the frontal to make sure there are no gaps, and once you cut the excess cap off, it doesn't fray and unravel. You'll see that at the end once I flip the cap inside out. You're essentially taking a track from ear tab to ear tab, and you're getting it as close as possible to the hairline on the 360 frontal, and you're creating very close, very tight stitches all the way around from ear to ear, hairline to hairline, creating that solid anchor track that is going to make sure that your wig does not unravel or fall apart. Once you are done with your anchor track, you just want to sew the tracks from ear to ear back and forth using the flip over method until you reach about halfway. Just want to keep at this, folding over, pinning the opposite end in place so it does not move, and then laying down those tracks, honey. Get about halfway through. At this point, I like to start laying my top anchor track, and we're essentially doing the exact same thing that we did with the bottom anchor track. We're lining that track right up against the 360 hairline, and we are making those stitches very tight, very close together, so that there, again, your 360 frontal is very secure to your cap, and there are no gaps, and nothing will ever come loose. And you want to make sure that your needle is going all the way through the net, all the way through the cap, and all the way through the hairline to make sure, again, everything is seamless and sewn together. As you get to the very end, you want to make sure you double knot that off and then clip off any excess thread. from here, you want to flip that anchor track over, and then you want to go ahead and close up that gap by starting again from where you stop laying the tracks in the back, and then sew all the way up to that anchor track. And this is it. This is essentially the wig. Now it is time to style her. She is full just with the 2 bundles in the 360 frontal. I am using my coconut milk serum by Organics just because after you put bleach on the hair, it is a little bit dry. So you want to make sure you deep condition it and then put a little serum on it, and then you should be good to go. This hair is still super, super, super soft even though we put a lot of bleach on it. And then I am just going to flat iron it and put a couple of barrel curls in there using my flat iron. My flat iron is my go-to tool for curls. I don't really like using a curling iron. And curling wands are cool, but my flat iron is my go-to. That we are all done styling it, you want to take out all of your T-pins, take off the wig from the mannequin head, flip it inside out, and you'll have a little bit of styrofoam there from the needle going through the styrofoam. But now you want to start cutting off that excess. This is where I was telling you that that anchor track is so important. Do you see how seamless that is? It is very secure. It is not going anywhere. That frontal is 100% sewn down to that cap, and you have no gaps. And so now you want to cut that excess cap off. You want to leave about 1/4 of an inch from the seam to where you cut the cap, so that in case it does stretch out, that it does not go into the seam and you don't accidentally cut the seam and that ends up unraveling. And then I'm just showing the inside of the cap here, and in the back are the adjustable straps. You want to take your razor and start creating your edges or baby hairs. I don't really like to style mine and create those false baby hairs, but the shorter hair right around the perimeter does give for a more natural look. And this is the wig. It is soft, it is bouncy, it still has a luster and a shine to it, and I am just obsessed with it. Now it's time to put it on and style it. I have my cap here that I have put foundation on to match my scalp. I'm going to go ahead and take the tabs in the back and make sure that I put them in the center slot to make it as snug as possible so that it fits my head perfectly. There are about 8 slots on there, so you can customize it to exactly how you need it. I did not need combs at all. This thing is so secure and so tight that no combs or elastic band was needed. And then I am just putting that on and placing those ear tabs over my ears, running my fingers through the curls just to style it how I like it. And it is so cute. She is everything. Now I'm going to take my Got To Be Glued and I am going to go ahead and secure it down. I'm just going to push that back off of my hairline and put a little bit of that right along my hairline. And then I am going to take my blow dryer and get that a little bit tacky And then I have a full video on how it is I secure my wigs if this is going too fast. And then I'm just going to put that down, massage that in. And here I'm just running my fingers through it. Look at that hairline. It is perfect. I mean, it is seamless, unclockable. And you are good to go. You can part this thing wherever you like. Middle part, side part, deep side part. Like, this is literally like the perfect wig. And here it is, straight with a side part. I wore this a couple days later. Just want to let you dolls see what it looks like in its straightened state, and it is very simple. So that is it. I hope that you dolls learned something from this video. Hope you can go on to slay your own custom wig. It is super simple. If you can make a stitch, you can make this wig. I hope it was very helpful. And again, do not forget to check out the video on the frontal and the custom color, and I will see you dolls in my next video.